How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over how to craft without using flame elementium. This is going to be the best way to transition your character into getting into tier 8, where you're actually going to start getting FEs to drop. Because they don't really drop earlier than that, it is really hard to get them. So first things first, you are going to either want to go to the trade house or actually create a filter to search specifically for items that are level 82 to 85. This is important because at level 82 is where tier 2 mods actually start to unlock. And then at 86 is where items will start allowing them to have tier 1 mods on them, which means it starts using flame elementium to craft instead of using flame sand. So it is significantly cheaper to craft an item using flame sand. So you want to specifically search for items that are level 82 to 85. When you are searching for an item, say for example, you're trying to craft a new wand, again, you can either search for this and just go buy it off of the trade house. You can search to see the price for something like one of the mods you're trying to roll, just to see if you can get it basically the same price as free. So for me, I'll look at this +1 lightning. These are actually a little bit more expensive, right? These are more than just like the 1 FE that you'd expect to buy for a base. This one over here at like 3 FE. If you do see something that seems worth it, you could always just click the button here to favorite it, and then you can basically keep searching over the tabs or whatnot. Put in a price filter if you want and set like a max of whatever you're looking for, and you can kind of basically save yourself some money this way. But otherwise, then you can look at them for just the base themselves. You can see the base itself is 1 here instead of 3. So we can take a look here and then just decide, is this what we want? Whatever. If this already has some tier 2 mods, it might save us some rolls. So you basically have to ask yourself if you think it's going to save you money or not based off of this. So I won't buy this one. We'll just treat it as though it's like a fresh base. If you are going to buy just like a fresh base, you can also search for high energy. Because the energy, because the cost right now for energy cores is actually still pretty expensive. So if you can find an item with high energy already on it, you want to just buy one of those. It'll save you some time and money here. So let's go ahead and we'll buy this one for 1 FE. It does actually have one of the mods we want at tier 2 already. So this one will actually save us at least one mod that we're trying to craft. So something you can kind of look out for and save yourself some time. So again, make sure that it's level 82 to 85, search for high energy, and then basically just go ahead and grab the item you want. And then we're going to go ahead and pull it up here and we're going to craft it. So there's a few options here. You want to look over the advanced affixes for what you're trying to roll. For these wands here, the most important affixes are going to be intelligence and then +1 to lightning skill level. And then there's no suffixes that we care for advanced affixes here. So we're going to actually just try to craft these right now. We can use the autocraft because we're specifically going to go for tier 2 mods here. If you don't have many of these embers yet or flame sand and you're just trying to roll for like a tier 2 or a tier 3, then just don't use the autocrafting and just manually click it. But in our case, we're just going to go ahead and do autocraft here. And since we want either intelligence or the +2 to lightning here, we're going to go ahead and just select tier 2 on both of them. And then we're just going to tell it to start auto-crafting here. And we'll see however many clicks it takes. That one came very quickly. So this one here, we're going to have to do it. So as you see, we can only have 2 advanced affixes on the item. So we're going to have to make sure we roll over this mana one here right now. So we'll go ahead and start auto-crafting on this one for the int. Sometimes this takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it just, hits very, very quickly. So you don't really have to think about it too much. And then for the last one here, again, we want to autocraft our last mod here. The best for basic for prefixes is going to be just either this flat damage here. For our specific build for Yuga, because we are converting all of our lightning damage to cold, you are going to be better off crafting lightning damage, but cold damage is basically just as good. Because all of our scaling is either on lightning or cold. So we can actually just put this tier 2 here as well, and we're just going to roll for either one. And we can just tell it to start auto-crafting. So this does increase our chances of hitting each one slightly more. So it's 3.5% for each one. So we should hit this one a little bit faster just because we don't need to roll for as many mods. So, but as you can see with the embers you have, it actually hits fairly quickly for the most part on most things. You're not going to be clicking too many times on a bunch of stuff. So in the case where you don't already have all 3 mods on here, kitting like the first 2 mods is a lot easier. Like if say this one, with this one being tier 3, it is almost worth it for us to just click this one time off of this to something else, just to make sure that it is easier for us to hit both of them right on tier 2, because this means we get to have it search for tier 2 spell damage or the tier 2 cast speed here. So that's going to save us money probably overall. Instead of it, there would be times where we'd be trying to roll for the spell damage and it would roll over a tier 2 cast speed just because we already had cast speed on the mod down below. So make sure you like remove them or clean them up if you could do that. It does make it a little bit easier to, again, hit the mods you're looking for without having to do that. So same thing goes here for the cast speed. We're going to do this tier 2 and we're just going to tell it to start auto crafting until it hits. But you'll see with the amount of basically embers and such that you're getting for these lower tiers, it's not that hard to hit these. And then once you actually have your item done, you can use truth embers if you want. It really depends on how expensive these are and whether or not it's even worth you doing it. It really depends on if you get really bad rolls, right? So like the rolls that I got were pretty much minimum rolls on everything. So for this, I'm going to just basically click it at least once and hopefully get like high int is like the most important because that's your actual multiplier. And then everything else is kind of whatever. So we got high int now and we're just going to leave it at that. So that's pretty much it. I mean, for doing your normal crafting, when it comes to crafting items that are above item level 83 or above item level 85 rather, you can actually look at the items or look at the mods and the costs for them. Advanced affixes are going to cost you 3 FE per click instead of 1. But again, these can go up to tier 1 now. So you have plenty of sources of actually getting free Flame Elementium early on through the game. So you are able to get some through your Supreme Showdown, some through the Boss Conquest here. So as you start to get your first amount of like kind of touching into tier 8 where your character is starting to push enough to be able to get into these upper tiers of the event, you can actually get this bound Flame Elementium, and you can use that to basically craft your first item that is actually going to be tier 1 mods. So let's go ahead and actually, I'm kind of curious to see the damage difference between these wands here. So we'll look at the damage difference just on this as an example here with the current character here, and then we will go over it with the new wand that we have. I want to say this is somewhere around 2.2, 2.3, something like that. Once everything actually goes to plan, I think we need to wait for it to freeze again the second time after things are up before it'll kind of like spike the damage up. So this is 2.2, something like that. We'll give it one more freeze and see if it spikes above it, since there's like so much variance with all the wilt stacks. So 2.2, we'll replace the wand to see if we see a significant damage difference here. And then we'll give it a test, and then yeah, that will cover the majority of what you're seeing with the crafting. Yeah, we're getting quite a bit more damage, or just a little bit more damage. Let's see on the actual second freeze, since all the ailments and everything will be up it. Yeah, it's quite a bit more damage. So what this means for me is that I need to actually go and craft new wands with the tier 1 mods, basically. That's going to be my next step here, is to give up my Spring Resurrection here of with some nice sustain on it and fully transition this build into yes. But yeah, if you have any questions about the crafting or anything else, leave them in the comments down below and I'll be more than happy to help you. And other than that, see you in the next one.